Hello, my name is Ethan Reeves. I'm the developer and owner of Genie, and today I'm going to be giving you all a sneak preview at version 4 of our software. Now, version 4 is going to be coming out in early August, and it adds an awful lot of new features. Primarily amongst those are support for Congress and debate. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the first major features that Genie has in it is something called auto-filing. With auto-filing, you can click a single button and download hundreds of thousands of news articles to your computer. So let's take a quick peek at how that works. Come up here, click on the menu, click auto-file, and let's select past 6 months. Now right here, it's going to start downloading content from our default 55 supported sources, but in the new version of Genie, you're also going to be able to add any other source. Just 11 minutes later, we can see we have auto-filed 147,000 articles, which is an awful lot of articles. So let's go take a peek inside the database. So right here, we can search the entire database of auto-filed articles, query-filed articles, manually saved articles. We can search everything from right here. So let's try child separations. Hit enter. Okay, almost instantly, we have 1,642 results. That's an awful lot. Let's say we're looking for more specifically an analysis type piece that is recent. So we can apply a date filter and say just the past month, that's starting on June 1st. We can click pick sources. And we're going to disable everything except our think tank sources up here. Hit apply. And there we have it. 11 think tank articles in the past month on the issue of child separations. We have an article here from the Center for American Progress, another one down here. This one is from Foreign Policy and Focus. This one from Human Rights Watch. Let's take a peek at this one and this one. As you can see, they both open up in the sidebar over here. Click on them, and there we have the article. All articles that are saved by Genie are saved in clean, readable, plain text. So you don't have to deal with ads or images or anything else. You can just focus right in on the content. All right, so now that we've seen the search and autofile functions, let's take a look at the next major part of Genie, which is called folders and collections. So we can access that by coming up here, clicking on this button. So the basic concept here is that a folder is a group of collections, and a collection is a group of articles and related material. You can create as many folders and subfolders as you want, and then create collections inside of those to store all of your articles. Now, you're going to be doing this for both extemp, Congress, and debate. But right now, I'm just going to demonstrate this for Congress. So one of the core things in Congress is a docket, which is a group of bills. So Genie actually now has the ability to directly import a docket full of bills into the application. So let's do that now. We're going to click the plus button right here, and then we're going to select from folders, add Congress docket. So let's pick a title for this, and the docket I'm going to be importing is the NSDA Nationals 2018 High School Legislation Packet. Let's go NSDA Nationals, click Next, and then I've already downloaded it, so I'm going to click Select File, select the file. All right, now we can click Import PDF, and there we have it. It pulled in all of the 40-something bills from that docket. Go ahead and click Next, and then we're all done there. And we're going to click Done. All right, so now here we are. We see we've got this new folder created, and then inside of this folder are all of the bills. But we can get a little bit more organized here. So let's create a new top-level folder here. Let's call it Congress, create folder. And then inside of that folder, let's create one called 2018, create folder. And then let's drag NSDA Nationals inside of Congress and inside of 2018. And there we go. So here are all the bills which it imported from that docket. We're going to go ahead and open one of them. And bills in Genie are just another form of collection. So this whole process would be very similar for debate or Congress, but you wouldn't be importing a docket. You'd just be creating new collections. And let's look at a bill to eliminate the debt ceiling. Click on it, and it opens up here in the sidebar. Come over. And we default to this tab right here, and we can see the bill text extracted and cleanly formatted by Genie, so you can use it during your round. The next tab here is added articles. We haven't added any articles to this collection, but you can save any article you have inside of Genie or use the article extractor to pull an article from Google Chrome directly into a collection. So we can do that. And let's look at this next one here, this next tab, Query File. This is a fantastic new feature that we're adding in version 4, which lets you pull in a set of articles automatically on basically any topic. So essentially what it does is you type in keywords and it searches every major search engine, downloads every article that shows up, and downloads every article that those articles referenced. So let's give that a shot. We're going to click Query File. And for the keywords, let's pick Eliminate Debt Ceiling. We're going to tell it to exclude PDFs because they take a long time to download, and we do want it to download references. Then we're going to hit Query File. And this is going to take about a minute here. But the thing with query filing is it lets you pull in a specific set of content that then available totally offline and also available to your team members. So this can really help with priming the research process and getting you a set of content to fall back on that you can have access to offline during your competitive rounds. So that finished up, and we can see it downloaded 161 articles on eliminating the debt ceiling in just under a minute. Let's go ahead and click OK and take a peek at what we've got here. So we've got an article from CBS, Brookings Institute, Reuters, Business Insider, The Hill, Time. Tons and tons and tons of relevant content, 10 pages of it in fact, on the topic of eliminating the debt ceiling that is all now available to use offline during your round. So let's open a couple of these. Come over here and take a peek. So this is an article from CBS News. One of the cool new features inside of Genie is the fact that it actually now parses and extracts the hyperlinks inside of an article as well. So remember back when we query filed, we checked a little box which said download references. What that means is that every article that this article referenced, we also have saved offline. So right here is a hyperlink, and it links to an article here, and we can open that one up, and there it is. Now that's great for getting references and getting primary sources that you need to use during your round. All right, so that's query filing. One of the other cool features we've added for Congress and debate especially is the ability to cut cards inside of the application. So let's go back over to this CBS article. So here we have a paragraph where Trump talks about how he's potentially interested in eliminating the debt ceiling. So let's highlight that content, and we get a pop-up. We could highlight this in one of 5 colors, or we can click this new button and select Cut Selection into Card. Now this lets us pull a specific part of the article into an evidence card that we can then use during round. So let's, for the tagline here, type Trump is open to eliminating debt ceiling. Down here we have a citation automatically generated from the metadata on the article, the URL, and the text here. If we wanted to, we could also, for instance, underline some of this if we wanted to read that specific portion during the round. Okay, so let's go ahead and click Cut. And then we're looking for the bill about eliminating debt ceiling. We could search through this entire thing manually, or we could just type debt up here, and there's the bill we're looking for. So we're saving the card we just cut to this collection. Add to collections. There we go. Pop back up here. So we're on the Query File tab, which is where we left off, but now we can click Cards, and we can see this evidence card that we just cut. Now this is incredibly useful for Congress and debate especially, because it lets you cut specific parts of the articles that you plan on using during your speeches, and then organize those into the collection so you can come back to them. Cards also have the ability to be easily saved and used outside of Genie by clicking this button right here, which copies a nicely formatted version of the card to your clipboard so you can put it into a Microsoft Word document and, for instance, print it out wherever you want to. So that's most of the major things we've added in version 4. Of course, there's far, far, far too much to cover, but let's take a quick peek at some of the other large sections of Genie. So up here, we have the Browse tab, which lets us just navigate through the content we have overall. So let's say we go general, we could go latest articles, but let's look at recently opened articles, which this lets us. We've only opened about 5 articles during the course of this video. But if I had opened more articles before, I could see all those there. So you can browse back through your history and find articles that you might want to reference again. Pop back over here. Another really cool thing we can do is we can say, okay, give me all the articles we have from think tanks. And so here are the most recent articles we have from think tanks, 34 pages of them. That's great for keeping up to date on the news. Final tab we have up here is practice questions, which this is specifically geared towards extemporaneous. So we can draw practice questions, which are submitted by users and curated and distributed by our staff. That's very helpful for prepping for a tournament. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this sneak preview of version 4 of Genie. Like I said, it'll be coming out in early August, and not only these features, but a whole bunch more will also be included. Most notably, a coach dashboard for you to keep track of your team, view statistics on how many articles they're filing, how many articles they're reading, and how much time they're spending inside of the app. Thanks for listening in.